Opening Night Live celebrated the kickoff for Gamescom on the 20th, and I have to say that it was better than expected. Geoff managed to put together a 2-hour show that didn't feel like it was dragging and had some nice trailers to boot. So let's talk about it. As usual, there was a pre-show with a few trailers, but I feel that 3 need to be talked about. Nico de Rico is a platformer that isn't afraid to show that it's taking heavy cues from Donkey Kong Country, including the soundtrack being made by David Wise, and to a lesser extent Crash Bandicoot. If the protagonists were monkeys, Nintendo would have sued immediately. Cairn is a climbing game with independent limit control like Jusant, but with an added mechanic of weight involving your backpack. I wasn't a fan of Jusant, but it is an interesting addition to the core gameplay. Lastly, the Terry gameplay trailer for Street Fighter VI was shown. When doing my predictions video, I had completely forgotten that Terry is releasing soon in SF6. It was obvious that it was going to be in On and Now. Borderlands 4 was an unexpected reveal, and it was clearly intended to sync up with the release of the movie. It is a clever strategy. Had the movie been a success, they would be riding its coattails, but since it was a failure, they can use Borderlands 4 as a palate cleanser. Call of Duty showed an extended trailer. There is not much to talk about besides the ugly Bill Clinton. It's God, you're in or you're out. A funny trailer for an underwhelming announcement. That's how I can sum up Goat Simulator Remastered. Amazon Games showed 2 things. First was King of Meat, which is just comically brutal Fall Guys with a course builder as well, and Secret Level, which is an anthology series show with cinematics from a bunch of different games on Amazon Prime. Honestly, none of the 2 sound interesting, at least to me. In my predictions video, when I talked about Bandai Namco, I said that you could expect an anime game, Unknown 9, or Little Nightmares. Turns out Bandai Namco went for all 3. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero had a trailer to remind us it is releasing in 50 days. Unknown 9 has a transmedia strategy behind its release, with tie-in books and such. It's a bet for Bandai Namco, but if the core part of the strategy, the game itself, isn't good, no one is going to bother with the rest. The last Bandai Namco IP to be shown was Little Nightmares 3. People were worried about the change in developers, but it seems Supermassive is proving itself capable of keeping Little Nightmares going. Speaking of Little Nightmares, Tarsier, the original developers, revealed their new game, Reanimal, and it is just Little Nightmares again. It was kind of weird having both games in the same show. Monster Hunter Wilds revealed 2 new monsters, although one of them had already been quickly teased in a previous trailer. The reveal also confirmed a leak that said that Wilds will be more like World than Rise. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves announced the release date of February 24 and debuted Mai's new look. SNK was careful to reveal classic costumes to prevent a cry out over Mai's outfit. They also gave a big surprise when they announced that the base game is going to cost $40 and the special edition with Season 1 DLC included will cost $60, a bargain for fighting game fans. Monument Valley 3 was announced, which was a surprise to me since I didn't even know that 2 existed, and I liked the first one, not sure how it flew under my radar. Mecha Break had another trailer after its surprisingly successful beta. I was dismissive of it at first, but I'm happy to have been proven wrong. Civilization 7 revealed its gameplay and the release date of February 11. I wasn't a fan of the cartoonish look of leaders in 6, so I was happy with the look of the leaders in 7, which is a blend of 6 and 5 art style. Ara, History Untold also had a trailer, which created another weird moment of similar games being shown. Its saving grace is that it releases this year, so it will have some time to breathe before the competition with Civ starts. Starfield gave an official date for the Shattered Space expansion, September 30, and shared the first look of the vehicle, which is already in the game by the time this video is out. Marvel Rivals revealed the launch date of December 6 and gave a first look at Captain America and Winter Soldier, also adding that all the characters will be free, even the ones released post-game launch. That's a win for Marvel and NetEase. Towerborn was also in the show, but I expected more. They just announced an early access and that was it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 also announced its release date, February 11, which means it will release on the same day as Civ 7. I wonder how much overlap there is between the two player bases. A game that caught my attention was Herdling, which is a game about herding giant sheep. The game looks good, but I wonder how herding will work since the gameplay in the trailer just showed the herder running behind the sheep in a kind of straight path. To the surprise of everybody, Peter Molyneux came out to talk about a new game, Masters of Albion. A strategy game about building your village and gathering resources during the day and fight off monsters during the night, giving the player the chance to control the villagers during fights. It honestly didn't look good, but the game is still far from release, so they have time to work on it. The first Berserker, Kazan, had a good showing. It looks like another Souls game, but the combat seems more fast-paced, which is a plus in my opinion. Indiana Jones had another trailer. It had a little more gameplay this time, but in my opinion it needed to show more. It also confirmed that it is releasing on PS5 next year. The show ender was a teaser for Mafia: The Old Country, the next entry in the Mafia franchise. I only played Mafia 2, so I can't talk much about it, but I feel it should have been more than just a teaser. Since it tends to focus on consumers, Gamescom tends to be more about games close to release, but I was surprised with the amount of reviews in this year's opening night live. Definitely better than last year. So, these were my thoughts on this year's opening night live. If you want to talk about a game I haven't mentioned, leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you around.